Hey y'all, it's Hayden. Um, so it's February 17th, um, and it's about 3:30. Um, here's Stella getting right in the way. Um, Everything in my life lately has been out of my control, it seems. Um, since I came back from the ER, um, my mom has had me grounded. Um, I snuck out on the 13th so that I could spend Valentine's Day with my boyfriend, um, who I've been seeing for about a month now, probably a little bit longer. Um, but I snuck out at night so that I could hang out with him because after being in the house so much, I felt like I was going crazy. Um, I still feel like I'm going crazy, you know? Um, I feel like I feel like I have absolutely no control in my life and it's driving me crazy. Um, Not being able to leave the house has made it really hard for me because I I can't just sit in my room all day doing nothing, you know? Like I I have so much anxiety at this house. I do not like to be here. I feel extremely unwanted here. Like, I know that a lot of the shit that I've done in the past is a reason of it, but I just feel like everything would be better if I wasn't here, you know? And, like, that's not me saying that I want to kill myself. That's not saying that I'm gonna kill myself. It's literally just me saying I don't feel like I'm wanted in this house. Like, my mom and my sister's life would be better if I didn't live here, you know? Um, Lately has been really, really hard because all I want to do is go outside and get my mind off of shit, you know? Um, my body dysphoria has been terrible lately. Like, terrible. I took back the only little bit of control I had in my life, which was my medication, and that's just kind of making shit go downhill. I've only been off of it for 2, 3 days, but I feel like it's already made shit worse, which I know is just the withdrawal of it, but I am really trying to get past this withdrawal because I not having any control in my life is driving me crazy, you know. My anxiety meds aren't helping. Like maybe my antidepressants were a little bit, but like I was still having so much anxiety throughout the day. The only time I didn't have anxiety was when I was with my fucking boyfriend, you know, like, and my mom wonders why I went and snuck out. But it's like, it was the only time when I was able to take a deep breath and not think about my tits, or that, like, that I was in a place where I didn't feel welcome. Like, I think that's the hardest part about not being able to leave the house, is that I'm just constantly surrounded by the anxiety that I have. That like, I don't do anything, you know? And, like, at least before, you know, before I was grounded, I could go for a walk or something, but it's like, I don't even have that choice now without being locked out of my house and being kicked out. My mom has told me that if I leave the house one more time, I'm not allowed to come back, that she will not let me back into the house, that I'm not welcomed here anymore. I don't think I've thought about suicide this much in a really long time. And, like, I know that's fucking dumb, you know, that I want to kill myself because I don't have any freedom, but it's like, with how much anxiety I have, not being able to do anything makes it feel like death would be the better option. Because, like, I, from the moment I wake up in the morning to the moment I go to bed, to every 30 seconds in my dreams, to every time I wake up in the middle of the night, I have anxiety. I am cursed with anxiety. Like, if God's real, like, he kind of was just decided, oh, let's fuck this person up and have them fucking hate their life. Oh, you know what? And let's throw them into the wrong body, too, you know? And it's like, shit's just hard right now. And these next 2 weeks to a month are gonna be even harder because of the withdrawal from my meds. And I'm not really looking forward to that, because then I won't have any support. I can't talk to my mom because every time I try to talk to my mom, it's like she just says what she can to get me to shut up the fastest. That's how it's always been. That's why I've never had a relationship with my mom, is because I've always felt like she did not give a shit about me. She says she loves me, she doesn't care whether I'm blue, green, pink, or yellow, or if I'm a boy or a girl, you know, but it's like, yeah, you could not care about that, but if you're not showing your kid that you care for them, they're not gonna feel love. I've never felt loved from my mom. Never. I've always felt like I was the adopted kid in the family, or like the one who kind of showed up and mom was like, oh great, another one, you know, and it's like, that's how I've always felt. That's how I feel, you know, it's like, especially when I'm around family and around my whole family, I feel even worse because it's like none of them know me. They knew me who I used to be, and they just knew of me, but it's like I never really grew up with my older brother or my older sister. Like, I grew up with the sister that I live with now, but she's always been rude to me. Always. Ever since moving to Washington, fucking 10 years ago, 11 years ago, you know, first grade. I'm in fucking 12th grade now. Ever since first grade, there's always been something about my sister that just gives me the feeling of that she hates me. Since moving here, since moving to Washington from fucking California when I was 6, 7 years old, I have always felt like my sister hated me. Always. Not one day goes by where I could tell you, oh, you know what, yeah, this day, actually, maybe she did kind of like me. It didn't work that way, you know? And, like, I, having her here all the time, as well as her boyfriend, who makes me extremely, extremely uncomfortable, to the point where I wear as many layers of clothes as I can when he's around because that's how uncomfortable he makes me. Like, and my mom is totally fine with him being here. Like, I've even shared to my mom a dream that I had involving him, and, like, I haven't even told my own boyfriend about it. I haven't told my fucking counselor about it because it's not something I want to think about. It's not something I want to talk about. And I tell my mom the dream, and yet she's still totally cool with him being over here. But, like, when my ex-boyfriend threatened my sister, he was automatically kicked out of the house. Like that. And he didn't even threaten her. She lied to my mom. And it's like, and it's always been that way too, you know? It's like, my sister has always been the favorite between her and I. Always. And it's like, ever since I came out as trans, it's like, it gives my mom more of a reason to not like me because I'm just another hassle. And, like, I begged my mom. I begged my mom for me to start testosterone, you know? And we went and saw one lady, and that lady said that I wasn't mentally stable enough to take testosterone, which I think is completely fucked, because if I was on testosterone today, I feel like 90% of my anxiety would be gone. 80 to 100% of my anxiety is due to the fact that I was born in the wrong body. It's due to the fact that I have to look down and see tits that I'm not supposed to have, that I have to look down and I don't see a dick there that, like, I just feel like there's so much shit that my mom could have tried to do to make our relationship better years ago, and it's like, now she's suddenly wanting to have a relationship, or, like, wanting to actually be a mom to me, where, like, when I was younger, first through fucking, like, 5th grade, I came home with black eyes, bruises, like, I'd have kids following me home from school, but my mom didn't do shit. She didn't notice. She didn't ask me about it. I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression since I was probably in 5th or 6th grade, and, like, I've tried so many different medications. I've done so much different shit to try to help myself, and none of it helps. And it's like, I come out as trans and tell my mom, yeah, testosterone would help me find, like, a gender therapist so I can start testosterone. And then she's like, we try this one chick, and then she's like, nope, you're too fucked up. And then my mom's like, oh well. And that's how it's been since it happened. It's like, my mom tries to help, and she does for a little bit, but then as soon as that doesn't work, she just gives up and doesn't care anymore. Like, one day I was fucking cleaning shit off my shelves because I was just in a bad mood, and my mom called 911, had an ambulance come and take me to the hospital, and that was literally the worst thing she could have done, because the whole time there I was misgendered, and nobody apologized, nobody corrected, like, and while I was in the ambulance, the fucking, whoever the people in a fucking ambulance are called, were like, so you go by male pronouns. Like, I want to make sure that we get this to the nurses. And yet, when I got to the hospital, as soon as I was there, it was she this, her that. Like, blah, blah, blah. And, like, I even gave them my name change papers, explained to them I was a trans male, that my name is now Hayden. They went, changed the fucking bracelet they put on your wrist, but yet every single person that interacted with me called me she. You don't get how fucking hard that is unless you are a trans male or a trans female who deals with the opposite. You don't get it. I don't care if you can say you understand. No, you don't. You don't understand. You can't, because you don't deal with that shit. And being trans, oh, for fuck's sake, being trans is nothing. Nothing like being fat. My mom once had the audacity to say to me, "Oh no, I understand because like I grew up being fat and like I've been fat and blah blah blah." And no, it's not the fucking same. Waking up and hating your body because you're fat versus waking up and wanting to use a fucking knife to tear off your tits is completely different. You cannot tell someone that's trans that being fat is the same as being trans, that you understand because of that. No, you don't fucking understand. Like, there's been so many times since coming out as trans where I just wish I'd die because I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with the anxiety of having to wake up with tits every day. I don't want to deal with the fucking every month having a period. I don't want to deal with having to look down there and not see a dick. I don't want to have to deal, like, when I have sex, yeah, I don't fucking think about it because the guy that I'm with makes me feel great. Like, I don't think twice about sex with the guy that I'm with now. Where my ex-boyfriend, like, every time we'd go to have sex, I'd pause and I'd stall because I was like, because I'm fucking trans, you know? And it's like, I'm sure this video is gonna be all over the fucking place, but I really just needed to talk and get shit out because I've been having a hard time. I feel completely disconnected from the world, which is dumb because I'm just fucking grounded, but it's like, not being able to leave my house, not feeling even comfortable enough to leave my fucking room except to use the bathroom for 2 minutes. Like, even then, it takes me a good half hour to an hour to get out of bed and go use the bathroom because I don't want to leave my room. Someone with anxiety and depression, locking them in their fucking room is just gonna make everything worse. I'm supposed to finish my second online class today, and I don't know if that's gonna happen because I feel like shit. Like, I feel like I'm hungover, and I don't even drink. I haven't drank in fucking 2 weeks or some shit, you know? And, like, I know that that's just, like, the withdrawal from my meds, but it still fucking gets to me. And then, like, my mom went and bought a bunch of new shit for my bearded dragon, and it just makes me feel like shit because she didn't need to waste the money when, honestly, I kind of just want to fucking get rid of her because I don't have the mental stability to have to get up every single day and take care of something. Like, I shouldn't even fucking have a cat right now because I don't have the mental stability to be able to get up and feed her every morning. Like, I think I've yelled at this cat more in the past several months that I've had her than, like, I did with the 9 years I had my last cat. Like, and that's probably just because, like, she's nothing like Chestnut. She's nothing like him, you know? Like, he didn't fucking wake me up at 2, 3 in the morning scratching at my fucking window because it was slightly open and she wanted to try and get outside, you know? Like, with Chestnut, he went outside, he came in, and that's it. Like, if he wanted out, he let us know he wanted out, and he went out. And then he'd be gone for a couple hours, come back, eat, probably sleep, and then go back out for that night. Like, he was my best friend. He helped me through everything, and it's like he had to go and disappear right at the wrong time, you know? Like, I lost him, my boyfriend, and my last counselor all within a few months, you know? And I'm still getting over the fact that he's gone, you know, and he's been gone for like 7 or 8 months. And to this day, I still wonder if he's possibly out there alive. And he thinks that I just don't care about him. I didn't come looking for him, you know? To this day, I still wonder if, like, maybe one day he's gonna show up at the door and be like, hey, Dad, I'm home, you know? And then I'm missing my old counselor more than ever because he was like a dad to me. He was like my best friend, you know? And, like, he just got me, you know? Like, he had a kid that was gender non-conforming or non-binary or something. Like, his daughter was non-binary, and so he understood the whole trans thing, and so I felt totally comfortable talking to him. He felt like a fucking dad to me. He felt more like a parent than my mom has the past 11 years of my life, and I knew him for maybe 3 years. But from the moment I met him, it's like he wanted to be a part of my life. And now I don't get to talk to him at all, and that's fucking killing me. Because sometimes I wish that I could just meet up with him one week and just get a hug from him and cry. I feel like my whole life is tumbling down. I know these 23 minutes probably made absolutely no sense. But that's me. I'm a fucking mess. One day I wish that I could just wake up in the body I was supposed to be born in. Because that would make things so much better. And then, like, I still deal with the anxiety of, okay, well, like, what if, like, my ex, the guy I'm dating now is only with me because he still sees me as a chick, you know, and he doesn't care about my transition, and as soon as it gets to a more serious point, he's just gonna break up with me, you know, and it's like, I don't want to think that because I've known this guy for 5 years. I knew him, like, pre Hayden, you know, like, I knew him pre coming out as trans, and we were good friends, you know. And then we reconnected lately and started dating like a month or whatever ago, and things have been good. But it's like, there's still that doubt, you know? Still that wonder if in a couple months he's gonna be like, yeah, you know what? Trans guys aren't my thing. Like, I just thought it would be like the perks of a guy and a girl together and blah 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 or whatever, you know? And it's like, that's fucked up to think, but it's like, I feel like I've never really felt actual love in my life because I've never felt actual love from anyone in my life. I don't know. I'm hoping by this time next week my emotions won't be all kinds of fucked. Um, but like I said earlier, I'm sure that's literally just because of my medication and I'm going through a withdrawal, and But yeah, this video went on way longer than I thought it was gonna. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.